Hi everyone. This is Laurel coming back from Guided by Love. I got my Santa earrings on, so Merry Christmas if you're not in the US. Feliz Navidad. Namaste. I love you guys all so much. Thank you for being here. This is tip number 33, master number for Jesus. I love it because tonight I'm going to talk about answering the call. This has been an incredible day, and I want to tell you a little story about that. But you're going to know, you're using your guidance, you're going to know there are going to be times as a light worker where God is going to give you a sign and he's going to want you to step forward into service. And sometimes it happens like within a half hour time, sometimes it happens, where you're called and, you get the message, you get the tarot card that says answer the call, and you need to be ready to go. And, you'll maybe never know why, but just don't question it. Just follow your intuition, follow what you're getting, and go. And know that as a light worker, you are always protected. And first and foremost, use your intuition, use your guidance, your guides, your spiritual guides, for information, and stay grounded. Because sometimes you just get so excited about it, and you're like, what is this? It's happening so fast. And I always feel that when things happen fast, you know that it's God, that you're answering the call. I'll give you an example of a situation that happened, and this was the very, very first reading that I had ever done for someone. It was a reading and a healing that I ever did for someone through energy work. And I had been getting calls like for a week from this same town. And you know how a call comes up and it says the name of the town and then the state? Well, I kept getting calls and I was like, I asked Spirit, what is this about? And they were like, answer the call, and I was answering it and there was no one there. It was static. And I'm like, what is this about? What is this about, God? And they said, go to this town. They directed me. It was clear, go to this town. I had no idea why. Okay, so your faith plays a big, big picture in this. And that's why my faith has always been strong. God has shown me over and over again, the universe, creator, however you say it, has showed me over and over again. You follow the call, you're protected, and you may find out some reasons why, okay, along the way. So I answered the call. I mean, after 2 weekends of, like a full week of this my phone ringing with this same town within Wisconsin coming up. And they said, go to the town. So I went. So the next Saturday, the following Saturday, the same thing, the phone was ringing, nobody there. And, I'm like, okay, I'm going. I jumped in the car and I looked it up and I'm like, it's like a little over 2 hours from where I was at that time. Jumped in the car, drove there. I had no idea why I was there other than I knew it was answering a call from God. So I I go onto Main Street. It's a dinky little town, and I go into the bakery and I think I got a couple things, and I look around and I just kind of scanned the main street, and it was like I was directed to this cafe. So I go to the cafe, I sit down, and I'm thinking, it's a beautiful day. I don't want to sit inside. And I was guided to sit outside on this deck. So I go sit outside on the back deck, and I'm eating. I'm just finishing up my lunch, and I'm like, okay, not sure why I'm here, and all of a sudden down comes this guy um, from above the cafe, and we start talking, and his name, I'll never forget him, AJ. We start talking, and I'm like, I look at him and I said, oh my God, you're the reason why I'm here. It was like, boom, hit me like a light bulb that he was the reason I was here. And I was there, I was brought there. And we started talking and he started telling me that he had an incredible mind. The things that were coming through to him were so far ahead of our time. He had an inventor's mind, and he had all these pictures. He thought through pictures, and he was telling me all these wonderful ideas, and he really needed to put together a plan to get his life back on the path of light. And he had been stagnant for so long. So I sat down with him, and he's telling me no one has ever he was very leery about doing any kind of card reading with me at first, and we started talking, and I let him talk about his passion, which was all this inventive stuff. And then and I started getting information coming to me about him, about how to help him. And so I said, is it okay, after we talked for about 45 minutes, is it okay if, I do this, I do some, energy work on you, just sitting here. And he said, like I said, a clearing. And he said, yeah, he said, no one's ever been able to get into my heart. And I said, okay. So I said, well, I'm just going to do what God, the angels guide me to do. And so I was sending energy to him, calling on the angels, his guides, and doing an energy clearing. And I was seeing inside of his heart, okay? And, clearing out. And so when we got done, he was more centered. He was willing to do the card reading with me, and everything that we had talked about prior to the energy work came out in the cards. It was incredible. So it was validating what we had talked about for him to do, and it was showing it in the cards. And then it validated for him putting together a plan. It was formulating a plan, and it put together steps for him. And so he took pictures of it. And I spent I bet it was 3 hours with him. And I was called. I told him, I said, when we were talking, I said, I was called. Do you understand how much you are loved? Do you understand? I was called to come here. Over 2 hours away, I was called here. And, he finally, it sunk into him. And after about 3 hours, spending 3 hours with him, I said, I have to go. And it just brought me so much joy to be able to help him. And, and I'd never seen him again. He had a plan. He had the pictures of the cards. He knew who to call on to help him, that was close to him and everything that could help him. To get a plan started. So it was really amazing. And, things are going to come up like that where you don't always know what the outcome is going to be, but trust that you are protected. Listen to your guidance, listen to your intuition, and you're going to know. Because I think this is a time when light workers are going to be called, and you need to answer the call. So but the most important thing to do is follow your own intuition, your own guidance. Okay. So that is my tip for today. I hope this helped. If you'd like a soul coaching session, you can email me at tch4tomorrow@gmail.com. And yeah, I have 40% off through the 24th for sure. So I love you guys all so much. Thank you for being here. Namaste.